Hi all, and welcome back to this channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video will be all about sketchbooks. We will go through my last ones. Some are already finished, others are in the making. So basically there's 4 plus a bonus one. I enjoyed very much recording this kind of clips because it's always nice looking back at what you did and experimented, and I feel my sketchbooks has really part of me and my artistic journey. And for those of you who still don't know me, my name is Silvia and I'm a freelance artist and children's books illustrator based in Italy. I work mainly in the publishing world, but I also maintain a little online shop that you can find in the description below. And I also offer private commissions for big celebrations, gifts, special events, and so on. And of course, I enjoy very much creating videos for this channel. In the description below, you can find all my contacts and where to find me on the internet. But here, in this little channel, I like to share bits of my life as an illustrator, work in progress, tutorials, draw with me, and insights of the illustration world. But yeah, at this point of the video, I think that without further ado, we can go diving into the sketchbooks. Also because we have many sketches to look at. I love my sketchbooks and sketchbooks in general. They are personal, intimate, and lies in every artist's evolution. And I love going back to flip through them, to occasionally revisit what I've done, and I always find old yet new ideas to turn into new illustrations. Even if the sketches are old, you never know. Many of my illustrations have come from an old drawing in an old sketchbook. Maybe you revisit a sketch after a year and at that moment it tells you something more than it did in the past. Depending on the phase of life you're going through, your mood, your sensitivity, I firmly believe that nothing is ever wasted in a sketchbook. They are a source of growth, but also inspiration, continuously. Sketchbooks are a powerful tool for illustrators, so don't deprive yourself of them. On the contrary, as soon as this video ends, open one up and start drawing on it. Well, I think we can get started. As you can see, I have several sketchbooks. There are so many. Some are finished, others are not, and they all have a specific purpose, so each one is used differently. These 2, however, are new, just started, and then there's this one. You already know him. For those who follow me on YouTube, he won't be new, and it's my ugly sketchbook. You see, I even wrote it on the first page, because why not? Ugly not because it's ugly, but because it's full of ugly little drawings. That is, drawings done directly in pen, so many mistakes that can't be erased. It's very useful when I need to brainstorm for a new illustration or concept which requires a bit more time, a bit of experimentation. Very useful. I leave the video above dedicated entirely to this type of sketchbook, so if you're curious, go watch the video I made all about it to learn more. Well, after this little excursion into the ugly sketchbook, let's go see all the other sketchbooks I use and have used lately. First of all, him, a Moleskine sketchbook, recently finished, and it's one of my favorite sketchbooks because it really saw me grow. As I've had it since November 2020 and finished it in March 2023. Yes, it lasted a long time. To inaugurate it, I followed a course on illustrated books on Skillshare, and here are all my notes and everything I wanted to remember from this course. I wanted to inaugurate this sketchbook in this way. Maybe it brings me luck for my first book as an author. Who knows? Here you can see some sketches for random ideas that came to me after the course, and those who follow me well know these drawings with origami because they're all part of the illustrated calendar I prepared for 2022, all about origami. Here you see other illustrations that, for those who have followed me for a long time, already know. This instead is a graphic project from the last year when I was working at university, all year. And nothing, here are my drawings that never found a way out of the sketchbook, except for some, like this of the origami. Here you can see that for each month I had thought of an origami and a possible scene. And as I was telling you, here are many sketches that have never seen the light, never became real illustration, but it allowed me to explore scenes, composition, characters. Here instead you can see elements that then returned in the series I made about Mayflowers 2 years ago, I think, and here a cover for a challenge I organized on Instagram together with other artists. Here this is an example of an ugly thing drawn. Look at the mess of perspective of that squashed ice cream on the girl's face. Whatever, this also helps you grow. Many sketches had no future, others did, like for example this series of scenes made to be joined together. It was a series about ecology and the small gestures we can make every day. While these instead were part of a project that I thought of carrying forward back in 2021, but then instead remained here. Who knows, maybe one day. Many other little sketches, some made during peaceful moments at art markets, other while I was out, and then there's Sabrina. Watching the series on Netflix inspired me, and I drew some sketches of her and Saddam. Here are other ideas for new illustrations, and this instead is the concept for the illustration made for the war in Ukraine to raise funds for the Voices of Children Foundation in March 2022. Here I was studying how a child can jump on a bed. As you can see, the different poses, and this you've seen recently if you follow me on Instagram, because it's the Draw This in Your Style for my birthday. And nothing, here you can see many trials, many sketches. This one here is totally inspired by the series Young Sheldon, which I was watching at that time, and this then became a real illustration. This instead is a project that didn't go well with a publishing house, and I'm very sorry because I really like this character, but yeah, that's life. This is a project that I had in mind to do with small canvases for a wall at home, and then I only color the background. I'll bring it out again at some time. This one here is one of the very few color drawings in this sketchbook. I had tried with gouache and pastels. Nice final result. Random little drawings. As you can see, some pages are really full of lines, doodles, really random things. There are always little bees around. They are an element that recurs very often in my drawings, if you hadn't noticed. This series of sketches was for an Instagram challenge that I coordinated together with other illustrators in February 2023, for which I made some very cute illustrations which I still incredibly like. And I'm happy that they are the last ones made on this sketchbook. It's a nice closure. This sketchbook is finished. We can move on to the next one. The next one is a watercolor sketchbook, also from Moleskine, and this is one of the ones I loved so much. It lasted me a long time because that's how it goes with all my sketchbooks. Here are the beginnings of my art, the more thoughtful ones, when I started to pick up watercolors again in, well, I think this go back to 2015, 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's zoom a bit so you can see them better. They are so cute. I like these little watercolors with the moon and little animals on top. Maybe I should pick them up again, maybe turn them into digital. I don't know. We'll see. but I always really like going back to look at these watercolors I did so long ago. And this is actually the prototype of my very first private commission for a child's bedroom. There's always so much emotion in looking back at these drawings. Here I had just seen the movie The Shape of Water. If you haven't seen it, watch it or read a book, it's even better. And so, yeah, I was inspired. Here we are in a somewhat dark period of my life. This is in fact the watercolor version of a photo I had taken. And then many experiments. During this time I bought a palette of metallic watercolors, and so I started using gold everywhere. And here I tried to paint sushi. I don't know why, I rarely draw food. Another little animal on the moon, a trial I'm not particularly proud of. As you can see, the gold is a bit everywhere. Here was Christmas. I remember even where I painted this at my parents' house. Well, anyway, nothing special. With this painting, I was trying out new watercolors that had just arrived. Very beautiful. But here, trials of transparencies on transparencies, leaves, a bit random. Here, my great ability in perspective leaves everyone breathless. Let's leave this page aside. Here the gold returns. This circle, a bit of universe, a bit astronomical, doesn't make any sense. Here the gold returns again, even in the fish, while it was a period where I wanted to insert gold everywhere. This instead is an experiment that I really like, that I did with gouache when I tried to paint these little flowers on a slightly shaded background. Cute. This really, well, I don't really like it that much. It's a trial of a forest, but yeah. Here I think these are the most viewed pages of this entire sketchbook, both on Instagram and in the online courses I prepared. Basically here random shapes are painted and then an attempt is made to turn them into a character. Maybe I'll make a video dedicated to this exercise here, let me know if you're interested. More tests, more trials. Here I was testing new brushes, so I was seeing what kind of shapes were created with the brush strokes. For this painting, instead, I followed a tutorial on YouTube to create the sea in the mist, a bit ethereal, beautiful. Many of you will recognize these mushrooms, which you can find on notebooks or as stickers. Well, I use them for some products in my shop. Well, I don't know what to tell you, really. I don't know what to tell you about that thing there. Oh, here I started to do something more complex with watercolors and colored pencils, as you can see also on these other pages, and it's a bit my process now when I work traditionally. Here I don't particularly like this one. This one here was one of the very first illustrated self-portraits I did, and so I wanted to redo it in watercolor. And here we are, the sketchbook is finished too, and we put it aside. This sketchbook is finished. We can move on to the next one. The next one is a sketchbook that I'm very fond of. It comes from a collaboration between Pupicat and Mosseri. Pupicat is an artist that I'm crazy about, and here is also my name. You can see it, yes, here I am. Mosseri, on the other hand, is a company that produces sketchbooks that I love, and this one is particular. Oops, this one here is a secret portrait done during a market. This is a spiral sketchbook, very useful and convenient. I was a bit skeptical at first actually, but I have to say that I like it. The paper is very thick and rough, suitable for mixed media. This here was a study and brainstorming for an illustration that I created for an Italian contest last year. Here's some trials for a project that I hope will see the light at some point in my life. Here, this one instead is the first trial of the cover for one of the last books I illustrated and published by Armando Curcio Editore. They are the three main characters, Margie, Rudy, and Grandpa Alvar. Very, very cute. Here are the random sketches. I remember perfectly where I was when I made them. It was a moment of peace at one of the markets I did. Him inside the suitcase, I absolutely want to turn him into an illustration very soon. And then look at the difference between a bicycle without references and one instead looking at the photo. Just to reiterate that references are very useful. These and all the following pages collect the work for a private commission that was entrusted to me for the graphics of a wedding, all with the Beatles theme. I'm still working on it. Beautiful. I love this project. Here, this is the first time I try with watercolors and colored pencils on the sketchbook. I really like it. Here instead I was testing brushes that were sent to me by Borciani and Bonazzi. Wonderful. With which then you see that the colors are practically the same. I made this autumn page that was very liked on Instagram. Go check it out. This is the last page of this sketchbook, which I'm still using slowly. Also here I was at a market and I drew these little ducks that will absolutely become something because I love them. Finished also this sketchbook. We can move on to the last one, which actually will be super short. Also from Mosseri, this time they sent it to me in collaboration to have me tested. I was able to choose my sketchbook. As you can see, it's not spiral bound. It has a normal binding, and above here they wrote my name, SAB. Beautiful. I love it because I chose it all colorful like this, obviously. What else could I choose? This is a watercolor sketchbook. As you can see, the paper is very thick. Here you remember precisely the little bear that I drew in all ways, and a Christmas page with which I made some reels if you're interested. And then I wanted to make a reel also about this, but yeah, maybe next year for this mistletoe, what I can say. This sketchbook is finished very, very quick.
I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place is still mine. Now I take the long way home, avoid what I can't let go. I don't always think about you, but sometimes I do, 'cause sometimes I drive through all of the streets we used to on First Avenue, 'cause sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn, back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were.
Well, we've gone through all the sketchbooks I've prepared for this video. Wow, it has been intense. But I have to be honest, because after I recording all the clips, I found an older sketchbook. Older than all this. Which is this one. This contains really the very start of my journey in the illustration world. But it has inside very, very old and weird sketches at the very beginning when I was trying to figure out what I was doing. So yeah, let me think if I'm comfortable to share this with you, with people in general, not you, because yeah, the problem is deeper. And maybe I'll make another video with this, because this one will require a bit of chat, a bit of explanation. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see this. Let me know. So with this video, I really hope I have spread the importance and the utility of the sketchbooks for an artist, for people actually in general, because they are very powerful. They are free space from free from pressure or people who want to watch what you're doing. It's all for you. It's your space. It's your safe space, and you can do whatever you want inside these pages. Let me know in the comment below if you have questions or doubts or curiosity, and also let me know if you have a sketchbook and how you use it. And as usual, if you like this video, leave a thumb up or consider subscribing to this channel because it's free. This will help me a lot making this kind of videos here and supporting my work in general. Thank you as always for being here. Stay safe, have fun, and remember to drink your water always. And see you in the next one. Bye!